Hello friends, yesterday what we have discussed regarding the normal distribution curve. In that normal distribution curve, we have seen that the most of the products falls in the center line or the mean line. That's why the curve seems to be a bell shapes which is in temple. So now what is the application of this bell shape process or the normal distribution curve? This indicates that the most of the products will fall at the center line and the products will spread towards the plus sigma and minus sigma, whereas the 99.7% out of the 100% production will fall. If it falls within the control limits, then we can say that the product or the process is in control. But the question arises that whether our process is capable of producing such a product or not. This process we'll discuss tomorrow. What is process capability? It is termed as a process capability. Now, process capability refers to the ability of the process to produce products or provide services capable of meeting the specifications set by the customer or designer. Because customer or designer will give you a specification that specification must be met by my processes. So that term is called as the process capability. Whether my process is capable of producing such products or not. That is called process capability. Now, in earlier also we have discussed about the control limits. Now, what is the difference between control limits and the specification limits? Because specification is given by the designer. Now, what is control limits? Control limits are these are also the limits where the product should fall. So, specifications communicate what the customers expect, want or need from the process, because these are related with the process. A designer should also know from what process we are going to manufacture our product. So specifications can be considered the voice of the customer, because after all the product will going to be sold in the market. So specifications are the uh, mm, limits need of these are the needs of the process. Now, what is control limits? What we have earlier we have discussed. Control limits are the voice of the process. These are the voice of the process. There is a difference between specifications and the control limits. The center line on the X bar chart represents process centering. Control line on any chart represent the centering of the process. The R and S chart limit present the amount of variation present in the process, whereas control limits are predictions of the variation that the process will exhibit in the near future. Control limits will display you the variation in near future. If you look into this slide, in this slide there are so many normal distribution curves have been plotted, where you can observe that what this normal distribution, these are, suppose one normal distribution curve is nothing but the one day production of the industry. There are so many normal distribution curves are plotted here. If in the first figure you will see that there are specification limits are shown, and in that specification limit some normal distribution curves are falling on the specification limit, some are falling in the center, but in the second you will find that all the normal distribution curves, all the normal processes are falling within the specific limits. So this is a capable process, and this is not unstable. It is unstable and not capable. The first figure shows the unstable and not capable process. So this is the capable process, because all the processes, all the indicators are falling within the line.